Good morning, happy travelers. Welcome back to another Iceland episode. Today we are officially leaving the northern section of Iceland and we're going into the western and west fjords.
We kind of had to go a little bit out of our way to go to the doctor.
I need a prescription and you have to get a doctor's appointment to get that here. We're gonna go in and see how much it's gonna cost us to do what we need to do, which should be pretty simple. I still suspect it's going to cost less than it would in the US. And just like that, we're out of the doctor. We didn't take the camera in there just because that didn't seem right. Gave them my passport and they took some information and I waited less than 10 minutes to see the doctor, and like from the time we got here until the time we're leaving now, it was a half an hour. It was 10,500 ISK, a little bit more than my copay that I would pay at home, but no hassle at all. So that's awesome. Now we're gonna go fill this prescription and continue exploring.
Our first stop in Western Iceland was Vitsaker Rock. This is a basalt column that is located on a black sand beach. I didn't really vlog much when I was down there just because it was very, very windy. A short hike brings you to a little pathway where you can walk down. It was kind of a slippery, rocky slope, so it was definitely a little treacherous getting down to the beach. But once you got down there, it was a really cool sight. The black sand and the tide coming in. But it was a great little stop. I would definitely recommend it. It is not really on the way to anything. You kind of have to make your way out here. But it was really cool. It was definitely worth it. And I think we're gonna get back on the road now.
If you guys have watched our previous videos, you know that I really love wildlife. So there's tons of farm country in Iceland and they all have the Icelandic horse. And they're super friendly. If you go up to the fence, they'll all come up and say hi to you. They're actually pretty cool because they're a very pure breed of horse. It's illegal to import any other type of breed of horse onto Iceland to keep the bloodline pure. And actually, you're not even allowed to bring any used riding gear onto Iceland as well, just to keep disease out of the herds. It's pretty interesting. They're really, really proud of their horses here. We've driven pretty far west and we came out here to this campsite that has a little hot spring near it, and it turns out the campsite is permanently closed. I guess the hot spring is still open, so since we came all the way out here, we figure we might as well take a dip.
Up behind the hot tub, there's also this little changing room. It's not too cold today, but I imagine that would be really nice if you were here when it was snow everywhere and it was really cold.
Well, that was so nice. Oh, really, really needed that. We went to hot springs at the beginning of our trip, and the water temperature was warm, but it wasn't, I wouldn't call it hot. But this water, very hot. I would say on the warmer side of a hot tub. Like we were only here for maybe about 20 minutes and we're both feeling kind of cooked. And there's also a sign down there that says water may change at any time, enter at your own risk, because this is like a volcanically active area. So we're gonna hedge our bets and, you know, leave while we're still alive. But now it's time to drive about 15 minutes to another campsite. Hopefully that one's actually open. It looks like it is, so it should be good. What's for dinner?
Cooking up a couple of burgers. Nice little campsite here. Got some Arctic Pale Ale. And we also picked up a little bit of Brennivin, which I guess is a popular Icelandic spirit. And we've been trying our best to get through this little bottle the whole trip. It's kind of like pepperminty, almost like Jägermeister. It's not bad when in Iceland. So rarely on this camping trip has the weather been good enough to actually sit outside and eat. So most of our nights look just like this. Sit right in here, watch something on the computer. It works. Morning. All right, we are all packed up and we are now headed to the Snaefellsnes Peninsula. We didn't have quite enough time to go really far up into the western fjords. The rest of the road trip just took a little longer than we expected, and we definitely want to hit Snaefellsnes because there's some really awesome spots on that. So let's go.
We've been driving on a dirt road on the Snaefellsnes Peninsula forever.
Yeah, it's been like an hour on this dirt road.
Which has been a little tough. We did not know it was dirt. But we're into it, so we can't turn back now.
We're driving through this bay with all these little islands, and we saw a shipwreck. And if you've been following us for a while, you know that I freak out over abandoned stuff. So I immediately made Kelly drive down this road. It's kind of like a dirt path that we've gone down. It's a little rough, so we aren't gonna go too far. But I'm gonna put the drone up and see if I can get a little closer to the shipwreck. That shipwreck looked really awesome from the drone, but there were a couple of angry birds who did not really like me flying around there. So after getting dive bombed a couple times, I decided to come back after a short little flight.
Yeah, they were using slingshots to fling themselves at the drone.
That's the way angry birds do it.
Obviously, Iceland being a huge island, it has a great fishing industry, and they're very famous for their Icelandic cod. So I really wanted to get some fish and chips on this trip. On the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, obviously there are tons of little fishing towns. We stopped at a town called Stykkishólmur, and there was this little fish and chip cart right at the harbor, and it looked really good. Oh, it's very hot. Very freshly fried, I think.
Oh yeah, you might want to wait a minute. Just going for it.
That's good. Definitely very fried, but very flaky, not fishy tasting.
Just across the harbor from the fish and chip shop, there is a lighthouse that is up on a hill. So we drove over there and we are going to hike up the short little walkway to go check it out. Pretty short hike just to get up to the top. I think it only took us like 2 or 3 minutes, and you get a great view of the town and also a good 360 view of the whole harbor here. But it is starting to rain a little bit, so we're gonna hurry. After driving a little further, we have left the rain behind. We drove through a really neat lava field. As we've made our way further on the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, we've come to this one bridge that if you take a picture of it from the sky, it looks like a giant sword. Looks like a cool place to drone. We'll see what we can get.
No birds dive bombing the drone?
Not this time, thankfully. Just down the road from the Sword Road is probably the most photographed location in all of Iceland. This is Kirkjufell Mountain, pretty close to Reykjavik. It is also the busiest that we've seen so far on this trip. I'm gonna hike down there and see if we can get some photos. Light isn't great right now. That was part of the reason that we decided to get a hotel here. I'd really like to get out here kind of late and shoot this. Sunset this time of year seems to last for like 4 hours. So I think I've got a big window, but hopefully there won't be as many people here as well. We won't really have kind of the harsh shadows, and it'll be something a little softer to work with.
We've made it to our little hotel room for the night. We chose a guest house because it was more cost effective. There are tons of those in Iceland. It's basically, you get your own private room and then you have a shared bathroom, but some of them have rooms that also have private bathrooms. So don't be discouraged if you really don't want a shared bathroom. Go into the room list and scroll down a little bit. You might be able to find one with a private bathroom like we did tonight. It's a little bit more expensive, but definitely less expensive than an actual hotel. And there's also usually like a shared kitchens, and we've been doing really well in cooking our own meals. Eating out in Iceland is very pricey, so we're happy to be able to spread out tonight and take showers. That's why I'm wearing the hat. Got a little bit of needing shower hair. We're gonna wait until the sun gets a little lower and see if we can take some really nice pictures of Kirkjufell.
I'm standing by the window because it's super hot in this room right now. So.
I think it's very nice, if you ask me.
So we have spent quite a few hours in the room just relaxing, took some showers, ate some dinners, and now it is about 9:30. Light has gotten really good. I'm hoping that there's going to be a really good sunset. So I'm going to drive on down and hopefully get some good photos. Kelly decided to stay in the room for this one because it's been a long trip, and sunset tonight is at 10:30, so I think I'm gonna be out kind of late. So part of the reason that I wanted to come back, when we were here a couple hours ago, the light just really wasn't very good for photos at all. So I'm back here now, and I am the only one in the parking lot, except for one other car. And I'm sure when borders are open up all the way and it's full summer, this place gets super crazy, so I'm pretty excited to be shooting this place all by myself.
Good morning, happy travelers. We're just about to check out from our guest house in Kirkjufell. Hopefully going to the national park today, and we'll just enjoy our last day driving around in Iceland before we have 3 nights in Reykjavik, so we'll be able to explore the city a little bit. So let's get on the road. We're still on the northern coast of the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, and I think our first stop is going to be driving through the national park, which is on the tip of the peninsula. It's called Snæfellsjökull National Park, and the cool thing about Iceland's national parks is that they're free to enter.
We got a bit of a late start this morning, so we were getting hungry for lunch. So instead of just pulling over at a random spot on the side of the road, we saw a waterfall. Figured we'd pull over here to eat lunch. And we're eating grilled cheese sandwiches. This whole week we've pretty much had pasta, tuna mac, grilled cheese sandwiches, ramen, and burgers. So we've been eating a little bit like college kids.
It's been good for the van, but after 2 weeks of eating that stuff, man, I just want a vegetable. That's what happens when you get into your 30s. You can't eat as much junk anymore.
Definitely not. After lunch, we decided to walk up to the waterfall. Looks like it's about a 10 or 15 minute hike through a farm field. Just gotta be wary of horse and cow droppings. Yeah, that was a great little waterfall. We're able to hike up pretty close to the waterfall and get a couple of really good photos.
It's called Svöðufoss, I think. I don't know, we'll put the the name of it down here. We can't pronounce it. But we almost didn't do it. We were like, it's kind of windy. We don't know.
And we're really glad we did. It was really neat. Cool. Yeah, super, super cool.
I think the moral of the story is if there's a waterfall, you should always hike to it. We've made our way a little bit down the road and we entered the Snæfellsjökull National Park.
Snæfellsjökull.
Snæfellsjökull. But we're in the national park and we wanted to stop at this place called Saxhóll. I can't say anything here. Oh my God. This is an exercise in pronunciation. Saxhóll Crater, I think. But there's some stairs that they've built into it and you can climb up and kind of take a look inside and have a nice view of the surrounding area.
Looks like a lot of stairs. They're so tiny though.
To the top of the crater, there were a lot of stairs. They were pretty shallow, but it only took like a few minutes to get up here. And it's a small crater, but it's pretty cool. Nice short stop.
So we've made it to our campsite for the night.
We stopped at a bunch of places along the way.
We saw some cool coastline, cool black church.
Yeah, we thought it would be too much to vlog it. We decided to drive down a little bit closer to Reykjavik.
So we're gonna cook up some dinner.
Good morning, happy travelers. We woke up by a beautiful lake, but we have so much work to do to pack up everything. Our stuff is in every nook and cranny, so we've taken all of our bags out and we're cleaning everything out of the van because we have to return it today.
Gotta get this van back in a few hours. Bittersweet. We have packed and cleaned as much as we can, and now it's time to drive back to the Happy Campers office.
Getting our last tank of gas. Happy Campers is right there. It's really convenient that there's a gas station like literally next door. And we actually went to the airport first and got a rental car because we were still here for a few more days.
All right, we've made our way back to Happy Campers and are saying goodbye to our trusty camper van.
Can't believe it's time. Like when we first started this trip, I thought, man, it's so much time to have.
And it went by so fast.
So fast.
Yeah, it was a really incredible trip. I still can't believe how many amazing things we saw. Iceland is insanely beautiful, and exploring the ring road this way is really the way to go. We're gonna end this video here, but we do still have a few more days in Iceland before we leave. So be sure to subscribe to see these next couple videos.
This is Kelly and Kevin from the Awkward Tourists. Peace out.
The Snæfellsnes Peninsula, Snaefellsnes Peninsula. Snaefellsnes. But a short hike off of, hey, look at that guy.
Stopped at one called
Stykkishólmur. Stykkis. Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna change my pants now, so you should turn the vlog cam off.
You sure?